Hi, this is Susanna from Hold It Right There Sewing Patterns. Welcome back to my Delmar Wristlet Sew Along tutorials. Purchase the sewing pattern to make the Delmar Wristlet, link to my website below, and follow along. In this video, I will walk you through creating the card pocket for the lining. The 8 card pockets and slip pocket in the interior of the wristlet eliminate the need to bring a wallet along. Let's begin. Locate your card pocket pattern piece K and the fabric piece K. We're going to start by indicating the top edge of the fabric. To do this, we're going to cut a tiny notch at the top center edge of K. Begin by folding the piece of fabric in half, wrong sides together, matching the long sides. Cut a tiny 1/8 inch snip at the top center crease. This will be important a few steps from now when we join the card pocket to the slip pocket, and especially if you are working with a non-directional print, such as a solid fabric. Refold your card pocket piece again, long side to long side. For this step, refer to your paper pattern piece as well as the measurements given in your pattern instructions. Line up your pattern piece with the raw edges of your fabric, then use your pen to mark tiny lines at each of the 4 fold lines. Next, make tiny snips at each of the 4 fold line marks. Unfold your card pocket piece again. Next, fold where snipped, iron in creases at the 4 fold lines, pressing your fabric wrong sides together, and you will be ironing creases at each of the 4 fold lines. Wrong side up with your pen, draw a horizontal line 3/4 inch from the top raw edge. This line will be crucial a few steps from now when we join the card pocket to the slip pocket, so do not skip this step. Locate your prepared interfacing strips. On the wrong side of your K fabric piece, center 1 strip of interfacing directly below each fold line crease. Fuse the interfacing strips. Repeat with the remaining 3 folds and pieces of interfacing. Turn your card pocket piece so that it is facing right side up. Top stitch close to each fold line. Begin with 1 fold line, then repeat with the remaining fold lines, top stitching until all 4 fold lines are top stitched. Refer to the pattern piece K for this step. Beginning with the bottom of the right side, bring fold line 1 to meet placement line 1 and press. Repeat with fold lines 2 through 4. There will be approximately 3/8 of an inch between each fold. Locate lining slip pocket J. We will be using the interfaced piece. Place right side up. Draw a line 1 1/4 inches from the bottom edge. This is an important placement line for our next step. Locate your prepared card pocket K. Turn the card pocket wrong side up and upside down with the previously marked 3/4 inch line at the bottom facing toward you as shown. The top edge is now facing you. Align the raw edge of the card pocket top with the line drawn 1 1/4 inches from the bottom edge of lining slip pocket J. The top edge of K matches up now with the line drawn on J. Pin in place. Sew along the line drawn on the wrong side of the card pocket. Refold the card pocket with the pockets evenly spaced, approximately 3/8 of an inch distance apart. Align the remaining raw edge of the card pocket with the bottom raw edge of the slip pocket. Pin or clip the edges in place. Using a 1/8 inch seam allowance, sew along the bottom edge and along the left and right sides. Using a washable fabric pen, draw a vertical center line as indicated in your pattern instructions. Then sew along that vertical line, backstitching to reinforce. Be sure you stop the stitches at the top of the card pocket and don't sew over the slip pocket. Locate the non-interfaced lining slip pocket J. Pin or clip the J pieces right sides together. Sew the top edge with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, sew the sides and the bottom with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, but leave an opening for turning at the bottom. I leave about 4 inches at the bottom center unsewn. Trim the corners close to the stitching. Before I turn the slip pocket right side out, I like to turn in and press the seam allowance at the bottom edge opening. You can do it now as I am, or you can turn the pocket right side out as the instructions say and press the opening. Either way is fine. I just find this works a little better for me. Turn the pocket right side out. Gently push out the corners with a blunt pair of scissors, or I am using a letter opener. If you haven't already done so, fold in and press the opening at the bottom of the pocket. Before I move on, I like to give the overall card pocket unit a good press. There are a lot of folds and a lot of layers, and I want it to lie as flat as possible. Top stitch the lining slip pocket 1/8 inch from the top edge. Locate your lining eye pieces. We'll just use one of the eye pieces for now. Fold it in half, matching the sides, and crease. We're going to use this crease as a guide to center the prepared card pocket lining slip pocket unit. I'm cutting a very small notch at that top center crease so that I can easily identify the center. Set aside the other lining piece for now. We will be using it in our next video. Using the center crease marking as a guide, center the prepared card pocket lining slip pocket unit 1 1/4 inches below the top raw edge of the lining panel. Pin in place. I find it easiest to put a couple of pins in the slip pocket because it has the fewest layers. We will now sew the pocket to the lining along the sides and bottom edges using a 1/8 inch seam allowance. A walking foot attachment will help a domestic sewing machine maneuver over these many layers. I sewed the bottom seam first, and I am now sewing starting from the bottom of the card pocket and sewing upwards so that I'm going in the direction of the card pocket folds. As I sew the opposite side of the card pocket, I still find it easiest to begin sewing from the bottom to the top, going in the direction of the folds. The card pocket is now finished. I hope you found this video helpful. Join me in my next video as we complete the construction of the Delmar Wristlet. Happy sewing!